Hello, my name is Ann Morgan, and welcome to our January 2026 Giving event. We're so happy you could be here tonight. Um, and we want to welcome the nonprofit representatives. We really know that you're busy and we appreciate your work, so thank you for taking the time to be here tonight. We work very hard. Whoopsie. That's not working. Hang on a sec. There we go. Um, So we work very hard to make these meetings efficient and meaningful. So we couldn't do that without all the volunteers. So thank you to all the volunteers. And if you're ever interested in volunteering, please let us know. We'd love to have you join us. And we want to thank our sponsors, Yenny Bexa, who's here tonight. Thank you for coming, Yenny. Um, from Spot. She's been with us, sponsoring us since day one. And because of her support, we don't need to charge membership dues, and 100% of your donations go to the nonprofits. And we also want to thank the Door County Community Foundation, who helped facilitate our payment processing, which is wonderful because we can accept credit cards and people can set up recurring payments. And the big thing for the nonprofits is that they receive two checks for the awards as opposed to receiving checks from all of you and having to do all the tax acknowledgement letters. So it's a big administrative help. So thank you to our sponsors. We really appreciate you. So tonight for our agenda, we're going to listen to the presentations, we'll vote, and have a business update, and hear from Northern Door Children's Center, our prior award recipient, and we'll do a drawing for next quarter, and we'll announce awards. Our goal is to make a meaningful, our goal is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful impact in our community. And this is supported by our core values, which can be remembered by community first, which I think is very appropriate. We encourage you to look at the core values are on the website, and you can see in more detail more about those. And I encourage you to do that because they've been instrumental to help us to get to where we are today. So tonight, the speaker is coming before you. They're being brave. They're passionate about the nonprofit they're presenting. And so let's be quiet during their presentations and give them our full attention and big rounds of applause. And with that, I'd like to introduce Lisa Ledoux, the Hardy Gallery. So welcome, Lisa. Oh, it's out of the way.
Good evening. Adam and I are thrilled to be here this evening. And as I was unable to attend the last meeting, I'd like to thank whoever pulled us from the hat. The Hardy Gallery will hold its 64th season this summer, all of them at the iconic graffiti building on Anderson Dock in Ephraim. We offer 3 exhibits for the public each summer, and admission is always free. Francis Hardy, a gentleman artist who summered in Door County, envisioned a place where Door County artists could showcase and sell their art. We have been a not-for-profit organization since 2008 and have maintained his vision. Our mission is to enrich the vibrancy of the Door County arts community by promoting and fostering the visual arts. Money we receive from 100 Plus Women Who Care will support our arts education programs, including our artist talks, which are free and open to the public, and our Exposure to Creativity, or ETC program for high school students. Following the development of a new strategic plan in 2025, we reformatted the ETC program to focus on giving high school students a more in-depth opportunity to participate in the visual and performing arts. This March, 9th and 10th grade students at Gibraltar High School will participate in one of the 6 day-long artist workshops the ETC program will offer. For example, one of the workshops will be a collaboration with the Miller Art Museum. Curator Suzanne Rose will be teaching a workshop on digital photography, and it will be designed around the current Dan Anderson photography exhibit. There will also be a critical thinking component that will involve a reflective writing project or a small group discussion about students' feelings and observations about the exhibit or the workshop. These workshops will also include the opportunity to create art. All students will work with professional artists who have a passion and skill for teaching their craft to others. There is no expectation that students will go on to pursue a career in the arts. Our goal is to give students the opportunity to experience the many benefits that participation in the arts provide. Arts promote the development of skills crucial for success in life: critical thinking, problem solving, planning, self-control, monitoring, and focus, the ability to accept and learn from feedback, and self-confidence. These are complex brain activities that enable us to have goal-directed behaviors, academic success, and enjoy lifelong learning. The National Endowment for the Arts has statistics that show childhood arts engagement boosts academic and social emotional skills, with data showing higher test scores, lower dropout rates for at-risk youth, higher college enrollment, and better parent-child bonds. The arts, visual, performing, and literary, also give us the opportunity to make social connections. Healthcare providers are currently experimenting with social prescriptions that direct individuals to create art or attend arts activities. These prescriptions are intended to address mental health, socialization, and loneliness issues. Human service organizations are critical for supporting health and productivity throughout our lifetimes, and we will all likely utilize the services of one supportive organization. But the arts help make us human, and we all need to participate as attendees and/or creators of the arts in order to lead a healthy life. The Hardy Gallery provides those opportunities and is an important part of the Door County community. In addition to wonderful art, the Hardy Gallery offers conversation, joy, connection, and socialization, things we all need as human beings. Funds from You Women Who Care will be used to expand our Exposure to Creativity program to all Door County schools and expand our public programming to enable people of every age to realize the benefits of experiencing the arts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. So before we introduce Adam, just a couple reminders about the Q&A. So we have 5 minutes and we use a timer to be fair to each nonprofit. There we go, there's a timer. Lisa was early. So please use the time for questions versus testimonials and keep them succinct as possible so that the nonprofits can use their allocated time to provide more information. And these questions are important because it helps us better understand the nonprofit and how the funds would be used. So with that, I'm happy to introduce from the Hardy Gallery, Adam Fulweiler, the Executive Director. Well, please welcome Adam.
That sounds like a great program. Can you, oops, about how you would get kids from Sturgeon Bay to the Hardy Gallery, or would you have the artists come to Sturgeon Bay?
Oh, so the ETC program is spread across the entire peninsula, even when we do it with Gibraltar. So we have workshops happening in Sturgeon Bay this March already with Papalka Trenchard and at the Miller Museum. The workshops will actually happen at those locations. So currently with Gibraltar, there's a busing component that Gibraltar helps support. So all the artists who get to take those workshops are getting driven directly to the workshop locations.
Can you go into more specifics about the financials? Like what is the cost per student for the ETC program?
Yeah, so currently We don't really have it broken down as a cost per student, but we accommodate about 100 students, and the entire program costs about 5,000. Gibraltar is currently supporting 50% of the program with how we do it with Friends of Gibraltar. And we're doing a lot of busing right now with this program. So in the future, we'd be reworking that probably to make sure the cost is a little bit more affordable. But we are paying the artists $400 stipend and then covering the supplies that the artists are supplying, about $100 each. Some workshops a little bit more, but it ends up being about 5,000 for the program.
How many students have benefited from the ETC program thus far?
About 750 over the length of the program.
Anyone else?
And this is the 19th year of the program.
Is this only for high school students, or do you have plans to have the younger age groups
I would love
participate?
to see it touch the younger age groups. In its existence, it's been just with Gibraltar High School thus far.
Are you providing materials to the students, or the students requested to bring their own?
Each teaching artist who's running the workshop purchases all needed supplies for each student. So they get to show up and they have everything they need to do whatever project they're engaging in.
You mentioned expanding beyond Gibraltar. Is there a strategy for that? And are you also addressing homeschooled children?
Yeah, we would like to address homeschool. That's something we did do in the past with art camps with migrant children, a part of the migrant worker program. But we haven't been doing that in several years. So we would like to touch the homeschool population, but first we'll be making contacts with some of the high schools. We already have begun to set up some meetings. Nicole Herbst at Sturgeon Bay is one of them. So starting to make contacts with the art teachers first and figuring out how we can work with the entire district to make the program happen.
I'm really interested in this. So, do you have any testimonials from kids who have participated in the program, even if it's just off the top of your head?
Well, we just hired an employee that went through ETC. She was a Gibraltar High School student, and now she has a degree in visual arts. And now she's our gallery and administrative assistant. And she has been helping us kind of reinvent the program. But it was very impactful for her. It's a large reason why she went to school for arts and got her college degree in it. She just did an artist spotlight of Deanna Clayton today on our Instagram profile, who she took the ETC course with when she was there. So she has a lifelong mentor there with Deanna. So there's a lot of stories like that. It's really great.
This isn't about ECE, but tell us about your programming during the summer, the 3 different shows that you have.
Yeah, so we have 3 shows each season. The first show being a juried exhibit, which about $2,000 worth of monetary awards are given out with a rotating juror each year. And then the second show, we have our community mosaic project, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. The participation has just been going up and up every year. Last year, we only had 2 slots left on our usual wall. So this year we anticipate on probably having to wrap around. So we had 376 6x6 inch canvases that were made by locals in the community. And then we have a curated show that ends the season each year. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, everyone. I think we had a record number of questions. That was amazing. Yeah, succinct, fast, amazing. Okay, so next up are the Door County Master Gardeners, and Barbara Henderson was the 100 Women Who Care member who nominated them. And she is in sunny Mexico at the moment. And so this is a really nice way to also have a reminder that we do have the delegated speaker option. So last fall, she's like, this is fantastic news, but I'm not going to be there. So she lined up Gloria Heck. And so we're delighted that Gloria is the delegated speaker speaking on her behalf. Welcome, Gloria.
Well, I'm wondering how they left me behind as a master gardener. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Gloria Heck, and I'm honored to be here tonight along with my fellow master gardeners to present the Door County Master Gardeners Association. Who are master gardeners? We are University of Wisconsin Extension trained volunteers who use gardening to make a difference in our community. Our mission is to make a positive impact on horticultural in our community through education, community outreach, and stewardship of the environment. We share research-based gardening knowledge and practices, cultivate community collaborations, and inspire change to promote healthy people, healthy communities, and a healthy planet. Our annual budget is about $36,000, and we have 132 volunteers and no paid employees. The main source of our funding comes from our annual plant sale fundraiser, which contributes about 82% of our budget. The remainder comes from member dues, donations, and occasional grants. The Door County Master Gardener volunteers serve Door County by providing garden-related activities and education to residents and to local organizations that provide public benefit, including schools, community groups, hospitals, municipalities, and similar non-for-profit organizations. The following are some of the many programs that Door County Master Gardeners offer our community. We help to increase food security through several programs. We sponsor the Door County Seed Library, which provides gardening education and distributes over 20,000 packets of free seeds throughout Door County. We sponsor 2 plant swap stands, Sister Bay and Sturgeon Bay, and a Grow a Row program, which encourages community members to grow extra food and donate produce to local food pantries. Our members volunteer at several vegetable gardens and donate to local food pantries, as well as the Door County Food Pantry Coalition. We provide educational and gardening assistance to more than 20 nonprofits throughout Door County, including youth organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club and Girl Scouts, community organizations such as the United Way, Door County Food Pantry Coalition, the ADRC, and Allison Bay Service Club. The health organizations that we take care of is the Door County Medical Center, cultural organizations such as the Door Shakespearean and Birch Creek Music Performance Center, and of course, parks and land preservation organizations such as the Door County Land Trust and the Whitefish Dunes State Park. We offer free educational programming, including our Growing Together and Winter Lecture Series. We also partner with the Door County Library, Crossroads, Wild Ones, Door County Beekeepers Club, and Every Day is an Earth Day. We are responsible for the Garden Door, which inspires and educates nature. The free educational display garden is open to the public year-round as an outdoor classroom where we demonstrate sound gardening practices, covering a broad range of topics. Additionally, it's a paved, accessible walkway with a lot of green space and provides respite and help to those in stress and anxiety, which I'm there quite often. Your vote tonight would allow us to expand our outreach and impact our community in the following ways: to increase food security through several programs, help expand the United Way's Garden Kit program by offering more kits, additional seeds and plants, and enhance educational materials. Build wheelchair accessibility raised beds at the new Bayview Lutheran Church Community Garden. Distribute free tomato plants and educational materials throughout the 8 Door County libraries. Sponsor scholarships for garden plots and local community gardens for low-income families. Enhance the veggie garden demo garden at the Garden Door so we can better demonstrate low-cost, small space gardening techniques, and then we donate the resulting proceeds to food pantries. We provide community grants to support local nonprofit gardening projects. We augment educational programs. This would include workshops, hands-on demonstrations, lectures, and the supporting educational materials needed for those programs to help people grow food and implement earth-friendly gardening practices to support a pollinator-friendly environment. I hope that you can see tonight from my presentation that the Master Gardener Association is always here to serve our community and continually strive to enhance the education and the beauty of Door County. I'd like to thank you for your consideration to vote for the Door County Master Gardeners.
Thank you, Gloria. And so I'm here to field your questions. I'd like to welcome Penny Wilson, who is the board president. Welcome, Penny.
Thank you.
Hi, who benefits from the 20,000 seeds that you give out, or how are they distributed?
Excellent question. We distribute them through 6 of the Door County Library branches. So anyone, and you don't need to be a member of the library, anyone can come in and check out packets, which just means take them. We also distribute free seeds through events like Every Day is Earth Day, the community honey harvest at Crossroads. We've got a native seed box that we take to give away free native seeds, and we also distribute a lot of flower, herb, and vegetable seeds at events.
I've benefited from the seed packets before. Do you do any partnership with the schools?
Yes, thank you for asking. We Southern Doors Schoolyard Garden, which has a fantastic program where they engage their kids in growing produce and harvesting the produce. We give them free seeds every year, and we've given seeds to the Sturgeon Bay program. And we had volunteers who have worked in the Sturgeon Bay High School greenhouse, volunteering to grow plants there and more that I'm drawing a blank on. We would love to increase collaboration with the schools. It's great to get the kids starting to grow at a young age.
Yeah. Would you mind telling us a little bit more? You mentioned that you have a collaboration with United Way on grow kits.
Yes. Yes. Each year for several years, the United Way has been giving away garden kits, and they target that to the Alice population, the lower income population in Door County. And we've given them seeds. This year we're giving them, I just counted today, over 1,000 packets of seeds. So each recipient will get 7 packets of seeds. Of course, if we expand it, it'll be even more packets of seeds. And we've given them plants, tomato plants and pepper plants and basil plants and marigold plants. So people get the kit that has a grow bag and a tomato cage and a trowel and growing instructions. And it gives them everything they need to start growing vegetables. About funding? Yes. 82% of our funding comes from our plant sale, which is on Memorial Day weekend each year. And we get donations. We're a membership-based organization, so our members pay dues, and we get donations from the community and occasional grants. But our budget each year is right around, well, it has been around $36,000. So we do a lot on a fairly small budget because we're all volunteers.
Just going to give you a shout out for being in support for the 2nd year now of the hospital auxiliaries house and garden. It's on the walk again. So it's a win-win.
I know you have a fairly modest budget and the dues are very modest. Can you talk about how many volunteer hours that Master Gardeners put in all around the county in
Yes.
different organizations?
Yes. We have 132 volunteers, and in 2024, which is the most recent year that we have numbers for, our volunteers reported over 4,000 hours. It was almost 4,200 hours. But a lot of our volunteers don't have to report in the state system either. So it's well beyond that number. And the state program office considers our hours to be worth $24 an hour, or maybe even $30 an hour. So the impact throughout Door County is pretty high with all of our volunteer hours.
Barb, oh, can I say some? Oh, is there time? Oh,
Oh, well. I'm cutting off Ann Morgan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that, Penny. Okay, so next up is Third Avenue PlayWorks, and we actually have another delegated speaker. Gwen Grayboys was all ready and planning to go and give the presentation, but circumstances changed and she couldn't be here. So a big thank you to Susie Cotter, who is stepping in to read Gwen's presentation that she worked on with Jacob. So welcome, Susie, and thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am here in spirit with you tonight to show my support for Third Avenue PlayWorks and to request your vote for their application for this quarter's award. Their intended use for the award will be to fund new educational programming that can be taken into the community, reaching our youth and seniors. I have volunteered and supported TAP, as it is affectionately known, for over 10 years. There are many volunteer opportunities for our 104 plus volunteers, including ushering, hanging posters, and striking the set at the end of each play. TAP's mission is to inspire community connections and spark dialogue through wide-ranging professional theater. Theater is an amazing vehicle for social and cultural enlightenment. It broadens our personal horizons by stretching us beyond our comfort zone, and most importantly, it embraces our community. Theater is struggling in today's financial and social climate. As we learned from Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, our Door County read several years ago, telling stories is a basic human need. It will survive. But with your vote, TAP can thrive. They have embarked on a new programming, reaching out to diverse members of our population, bringing the work out of the theater and into the community. Providing this educational resources to our community requires an investment that will allow TAP to hire and compensate teaching artists to design and implement this unique programming. TAP is currently offering 2 classes twice a year for both teens and adults. Over 6 weeks, the students experience multiple theater techniques, including voice and articulation, movement styles, and a variety of improv and performance exercises. With the adult classes, they focus on public speaking and confidence development. These classes build critical reading and creative thinking skills, and significantly support social and emotional learning, which is essential for personal development. TAP also offers pre-show classes through Door County Learning and Retirement and NWTC. This year, over 500 students have benefited from student matinees in the past year. Plus, we have a monthly play reading club with the Sturgeon Bay Library. My fellow members, your vote tonight for Third Avenue PlayWorks will allow TAP to deploy the money over 2 years, focusing on residents who may face barriers to in-person theater attendance. There are 2 anticipated programs. The first, Playful Minds. Classes will feature improv games and theatrical exercises offered for senior adults and children. The Words and Worlds sessions will feature professional readings of diverse genres of poetry and plays accompanied with guided participation. These classes will be taken directly to our senior residents at Door County care facilities, assisted living centers, the ADRC, and to our children in our various daycares and after-school programs. The impacts of this activity are proven to enhance communication, boost confidence, sharpen cognition, foster teamwork, and spark spontaneous joy. Thank you to everyone who is here tonight, in person and virtually, for your attention to my story about TAP. I hope we have given you good reason to vote for TAP tonight, as the Grand Award would provide the groundwork for this 2-year project to bring elements of theater, storytelling, poetry, songs, and movement to those who cannot come to the theater, from our youngest to our oldest, but whose needs nonetheless remain.
Thank you very much, Susie. And so here to field your questions, please welcome Jacob Jansen, the artistic director at Third Avenue PlayWorks. Oh, and Dan, Claire, and Dan.
This is Dan Clare. He's our education director as well.
Hi. The programs that you're talking about implementing, where did they come from? Who made them up? What's the scoop on that?
So over the course of the last year, we have been able to develop a program in schools throughout the region. Because theater is a place-based artistic activity, you have to go to the theater to engage with it. And we felt that it was important to go to the folks who cannot make the journey. Because we were hearing from folks in our community that there are folks who are, homebound, or who frankly don't feel comfortable driving at night, or whatever it may be. So we are trying to lower the barrier to engaging with these artistic techniques, to also provide the same stimulation and experience that we have been developing with the school age children that we've been working with primarily over the course of the last year.
These are also kind of bespoke classes. So those that are interested in working with us, we're wanting to know from them specifically where we should gear these classes, whether it's public speaking, or if they have some confidence development, or they're just wanting to do some fun improv games, or they want to do more physical versus vocal. So we're kind of creating this specifically for the folks interested. Mm-hmm.
Right there.
If you don't receive the funding, how will that affect the you doing these programs?
We have already been in conversation with the folks at the ADRC specifically. It's been a long-term project to develop some work with them. So we intend to go ahead with these classes regardless. I was told that we're all winners here tonight anyway, so we'll be going ahead with some version of it. It sort of depends how expansive we can be. And as we said in our application, we look at this with a 2-year time horizon, because often it takes time to get into people's calendars, which is what we discovered when we started working with the school districts, particularly at Southern Door, here at Sturgeon Bay, and then at Gibraltar and Sevastopol. It takes up to 6 months to get on the calendar. Now, it's not the same thing in care facilities. You can get in much more quickly, but we understand that it takes a bit of time to start the project and then to execute. So,
and folks need that time to realize that the classes are happening and to garner interest and hear testimonials from folks that have taken classes. So
you missed out on Gwen's. Gwen she took the class with Dan, and she had a particular testimonial. It was quite funny. So you'll have to ask her next time she's here.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your budget for this, and how do you know that, and how would this help that, I guess?
Yeah. So it depends on the sort of the scope of the class, right? If we're working with a small group of students, for 45 minutes to an hour. A class like that costs roughly about $150. When we're working on multiple sessions, as we've done, we did a session at Gibraltar. That was in the range of about $1,500 because we were with them for what?
For 2 weeks
Yeah.
at 8 sessions for the whole 4th grade class.
And we developed a particular curriculum for that specific group. And those were 4th graders?
Yep, all 4th graders.
So we're really looking at meeting the needs of the individuals who will be participating in that class and designing the curriculum for their capacity. I think that's the most important thing, because when you go into a care facility, right, you might be engaging with folks who are in some stage of a degenerative disorder, right, dementia, Alzheimer's. But many of these techniques that we employ, which is theater games, which it sounds like exactly what it is. It's games that make you do theater, so that way you don't have the performance anxiety. So literally anybody who can play a game can learn theater techniques. And anybody who can play a game at any level can participate in the classes that Dan leads, particularly in this style.
What is your annual budget and where do you receive the majority of your funds from?
We're approximately 830,000. We are about 75% fundraised, and then we earn about 25% of our income, which is in alignment with most theaters that are in the range that we're in. We have about 124 seats. So we perform approximately 85 to 90 nights a year, and then we offer artistic enrichment activities as well. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jacob and Dan. We appreciate it. Okay, so now it's time to vote. Just a reminder, vote on for people online, make sure you vote, and in the room. And of course, only one vote per team when there's teams. And we'll regroup momentarily.
Other voting slip, one of the ones when you switched out their thing, they for news.
Okay.
He didn't get a voting slip.
Why can't I move that? Okay, I think everybody has had a chance to vote. And as promised, I'm going to get started right away with the business update. So if we could have everybody settle down for our business update. All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, on to our business update. So through tonight, since we started in July of 2018, we'll have donated over $823,000 to 75 local nonprofits. Yes, congratulations. Well done, everybody. Our awards have increased year over year about $2,000. So they kind of just keep gradually going up. All right, I got lost in my notes here. Hang on, everybody. Okay. Okay, next I want to talk about the Richard M. Schultz Family Foundation matching program. Many of you signed the cards right outside the door, and if you didn't get a chance to, please sign them. The program sadly is ending after 10 years. We've been in the program since 2022, and we're able to bring in $60,000 to the Door County nonprofits, and we're very grateful to them. Overall, the total program over the 10 years raised over $13 million to over 3,000 nonprofits nationwide. So they had a huge impact. And, for this decade of generosity, we're going to shower them with thank you cards. And the next thing we want to talk about is the HAT eligibility criteria. We updated on the website, when you go to the webpage, there's a list of eligibility criteria. And so we've updated the first one so it reflects our name, 100 Plus Women Who Care, Door County. Previously, this criteria read, whose mission includes serving Sturgeon Bay, Northern Door, and Washington Island. And we were just missing a handful of people, nonprofits, from Southern Door County. And so as we've grown, implementing this change to Door County really reflects our membership and our goal to make a meaningful contribution to the whole Door County community. So we wanted to share that with you. Okay, here's our new givers since our last giving event. If you're in the room, would you please stand so we can welcome you? And if you're new, yep. We want to thank you and welcome. And we want to thank all of you for your referrals. That's a great way to bring new members into the 100 Plus Women Who Care. And next, I would like Chloe. Could you stand up for a second and wave? So here's our youngest new member. Chloe is in 4th grade, and we're so happy to have her here. And we want to share with you. You can sit down, Chloe. And her mom, Liz, is here as well. Thank you for being here, Liz. So I had a member come up and ask or tell me that they would like to sponsor a younger member. And I said, that's wonderful. I didn't know who to suggest at the moment, but about a week later, I was at a craft show and Chloe had her own table at this craft show and she had made note cards, bookmarks, snow globes, and 100% of her proceeds she was donating to the Door County Humane Society. Well, the light bulb went on and and I was able to, I asked Chloe if she'd be interested in this, and she is, and obviously. So she is our first sponsored member. And we wanted to just share this with you. If this is something that you might be interested in, the member makes the donations on behalf of the sponsored member, and then the sponsored member is a member. They receive a ballot, they can nominate a nonprofit, and it's a great way to introduce somebody to philanthropy. Not in Chloe's case, she was way ahead of the game. And or bring somebody into the Door County philanthropic community that maybe it's not in their budget, but they'd like to be a part of it. So it's just something to think about it. We'll let it grow organically and just see what happens. But welcome, Chloe, and thank you to the sponsor. Okay, so here's our elevator pitch. Let's say it together. Do good, feel good, gather, have fun with 100 plus WWC. Thank you. And remember, there's business cards, grab those, spread the word. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Susie Cotter again for a social update.
Yeah, this is where I feel comfortable. Good. Okay, back with this hat on. Let's see. Oh, yes. So on December 6th, we had nearly 90 of our members gather at Horseshoe Bay Country Club for our 5th annual Warm Hearts, Warm Hands holiday giving event and luncheon. We have done this for all our new members. We gather hundreds and hundreds of donations up until this day, and they are delivered to the Boys and Girls Club of Door County and the YMCA after school program. They let us know what their needs are, and they are so, so grateful. So it's just so much fun. We have a great day for the luncheon. And this year, we had a fashion show with the ladies at Spot coming to help us out. And I want to point out the beautiful Betsy Paleman, Tina Pocat, and Sharon Mickelson up there, our own ladies that were brave enough to go out and be a model, which was really great. It was really, really fun. As you can see, yeah, it was good. So we want to do this every year. Horseshoe Bay has already told us that they were available for next year, and we talked about that. So put December 5th on your calendar for this year and that event. And I want to thank everybody who helped us make that event happen. And this was the delivery day, so much fun. That comes on Monday, and that doesn't even really do justice to the bags and bags. We literally had 3 or 4 carfuls of donations. So thank you, everybody who donated. And one last little note, after the event, Yenny gave me a call from Spot and said that the girls there had so much fun that we're working on a spring event, another fashion show. And so those of you who might consider being models, you might be thinking about that. And we'll have a fun night at SIP and have an evening out for the ladies and have a fashion show and have fun, right? When would you like to do it? Right. So we're thinking when it gets a little bit warmer and when the spring fashions come out and everybody's ready to get out of their sweaters and boots and okay. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for everything.
Okay, this is the first page on our website. It's the banner. It's my button slide, and a lot of good buttons there to join. It's easy. Nominate a nonprofit is very easy. I told somebody it was really easy, and they did it today. Very excited. We'd like those nominations, and if you're looking for the donation link, it's there, and also the link to buy great apparel. Bonnie Spielman set up a store for us, and thank you, Bonnie from Hat Head. We appreciate that. And now we're going to hear from about Northern Door Children's Center. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling because I'm not looking at my notes. So they received an award in October of 2024, including a matching grant of $5,000 from the Richard M. Schultz Family Foundation for a total of over $21,000. And we want to thank Sandra Friedenfels for nominating them. Thank you, Sandra. And presenting tonight, Karen Corkland Delamere. Am I saying that right, Karen? All right, Karen, welcome. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. One of the things that we all do at Northern Door Children's Center is we all wear lots of different hats. So I have 3 hats I wear, and what I'm wearing tonight is my Director of Education Programming. Sorry, my Director of Education Programming hat. Putting that on. So with the funds that you all were so generous in giving us, we were able to furnish in our newly finished and reconstructed building the 2 infant classrooms and the 2 toddler classrooms. So thank you for that. I did bring, for any of you that are interested, I've got some flyers that have pictures of our beautifully renovated rooms with the gorgeous furnishings that you all were able to provide us. One of the things I do in my role in education as an education director is I train new staff. And one of the things I often tell my youngest teachers is, what makes us different as early childhood educators? Everybody has their specialty that they do as an educator. One of the things that makes us different is that it's the whole child. So it's every part of their development. And the biggest part of that you contributed to was the environment. A safe, clean, beautifully furnished environment that is so important for children. We do have children that attend 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. They're there a lot. And so we want them to be in the most wonderful, beautiful environment that they can be. And so we are so appreciative that the dollars that were given to us through 100 Plus Women were able to do that. So we thank you very much. I'm going to put these up here.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got a few updates on the nonprofit front. First is our slide looking at just the number of nonprofits that we've got nominated. So you can see we fell just a little bit. We only had 1 nomination come in this past quarter. So we're at 21 nonprofits in the hat. The age, we look at the age, so how many days from when the nonprofit was nominated until it was pulled from the hat. And the average age in the hat is 480, which is down just a little bit. But this is January, and January has become special to us. And that it's the aged hat drawing. So for those of you who are new or maybe forgot, this is now our 3rd annual average aged hat drawing. And so sometimes, we have bad luck in the hat and nonprofits get stuck. And so the group decided a few years ago that we wanted to help them get unstuck and decided that we will pull nonprofits from an aged hat, which is defined as any nonprofit that's been in the hat for 3 years or more. So in this case, there are currently 2 nonprofits that are aged. And so that means that this evening in our hat, we'll have to take the 2 aged hats, and then we'll draw 1 from the red hat to get our 3. So that's why January is an exciting month for us. Okay, so this is just, I know it's hard to see for folks in the back, but this is just a list of all the nonprofits in the hat and how many days they've been there. And you can see the 2 at the top who are considered aged, which is Crossroads at Big Creek and also Stride. They have sat in the hat for 1,373 days. So this is their lucky day. So. Okay, so speaking of the hat, so the hat contains not all 21 because of course we took out Crossroads and Stride. So we've just got 19 in. Thank you to Amy Frank. She verified that all the little slips of paper matched all of the stuff on the slide here. So we do need somebody ideally close to the front who will pull from the hat just 1. All right. All right. Yep, just 1. Okay. It is the Dora County Therapy Dogs teams who just went in the hat. So some nonprofits are also really lucky when it comes to the hat. Okay, so tonight's awards, the main award will be approximately 17,500, and the two runners-up receiving 8,750. And this is my plug that the nonprofits don't get the money until all of you have paid. So please make our lives easier and get money as quick as we can by sending in your checks, or even better, setting up your recurring donations. All right, so with that, the main award goes to Door County Master Gardeners. Congratulations.
Okay, just a few things before we wrap up. For the nonprofit nominators and representatives and board members, please go to the back of the room for pictures with the check afterwards. If you haven't, or on your way out, please turn in your name tag. And if you have a check that you haven't turned in, please turn that in. And also sign the banner and grab some business cards. And let's see, our next meeting is April 27th. So we hope to see you there, and hopefully it's a little warmer. We have a quote here from Ruth Bader Ginsburg: "Real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time." Okay, everybody, thank you for being here tonight, and stay warm, safe travels.